Pursuing my dreams has always been fun for me. What life was all about. I never thought it could end up like this. But somehow, I never lost hope it could improve. Sick? Check. In pain? Check. Unemployed? More or less. Broke? Check. And living with my parents? Check. Everyone has had their story. For a lot of people it was the pandemic. For me, it was pain, debilitating and extreme. In 2020, I was winning, I was earning a lot of money, and I was healthy. So what happened? Many people believe that working as an artist is simply not possible, and I had fought with that paradigm for a long time. In 2020, I made it. I was earning very good money while working as a freelance comic artist. I was so happy. My body, my hands, my neck were always in pain, but I just ignored it. After all, it must be because I'm working so hard. Pain is normal, right? I was starting to have Patreon income, opportunities with artists I admired, amazing job offers. My dreams were coming true, finally. But then, everything changed. The pain, it became so strong, I could no longer cut my own food. I couldn't lift a cup for more than 3 seconds. Walking hurt too much, which didn't make any sense. My wrists, everything, holding a phone hurt. And of course, I couldn't draw or write anymore. I tried many things back then. Training my left arm, learning languages in the meantime. Everything else, it seemed to work until both arms were hurt, and doctors were puzzled by all the areas in pain without affecting my legs. Days, weeks, months, and years went by with different diagnoses. They do know I have problems in the cervical spine, radiculopathies. There are theories about my spinal cord. They gave me a disability letter with just a medical summary because they don't fully know. They do have some diagnoses, as I said, but not everything. Then I had one diagnosis that seemed like the right one: thoracic outlet syndrome. I had surgery. After months of physical therapy, I seemed to improve. Then I drew 5 minutes more than what I should, and everything came crashing down again. The left arm was worse than ever. By that time, all my money had run out in medical expenses. My family tried to support me by selling our car. I couldn't really help them because I couldn't work, even though we used all my money on the surgery. I wish I could say there was just one moment where the light bulb went on, where there were so many things, so many changes, so many important ones in many people. Many of us have these problems. So, I have 3 possible solutions. Number 1, stop using ableism towards yourself. I think our society sees illness as a personality flaw. Here's the thing, I could only feel the pain, but I couldn't see it. So sometimes, I gaslighted myself and I believed other people when they said that I was exaggerating, not being optimistic enough, not doing enough, or making things up in my head. And then I would be like, no, I'm not weak, I'm strong. And then I would push myself beyond my limits, like every motivational thing seems to show you, like everyone tells you. And surprise, I hurt myself further. And that set me back days, no, weeks, and sometimes even months. It was so ignorant on my end. Okay, this topic is so much. I will link some articles in the description, but this is the way I could relate it to everyone and not only people that actually have something. The systemic ableism stuff people say, so I will say them really quickly. 1. You're too young to be sick. 2. You don't look sick, hence it's not real. It's because you have sinned or you have to be closer to this particular divine power they believe in. No, not many religions, many people. Another one, you're a burden. Another one, I know how you feel. Another one, just try harder, like I did. Another one, if you did what I do, you would be fine, even though they don't even know what I have or what people have, other people. You're no fun while you're sick. Try to act normal. Have you tried this X solution? Well, this one, I am very thankful for people giving me tips and solutions, but it is really exhausting receiving 100 per person. And like 1 or 3 years later, you have told me nothing new. Those people sometimes get really offended when you already heard that advice or you're not going to follow that particular one. They don't even realize that if I have like little energy or strength to do many things and money, there's a limit to how many advice I can follow. And I'm still learning about this topic. I'm not even like angry at the people that did this, because I know that it's from a place of ignorance, and I probably had that same ignorance, and I probably have still a lot I have to learn. And the only reason I had more empathy than others was because number one, I read a lot, but number 2, my mom happens to have her own chronic illness, so I just know it's not something you can control. Okay, very quick, this is just my own experience, so I can control more things than other people that have more serious stuff. That's what I did. I work out a lot, I do yoga, I sleep very well. Common sense stuff, of course I do it, but that was not enough. Okay, really quick, the self-ableism stuff. Things I told to myself a lot. Am I crazy? They say I am. I don't look bad, it just hurts. I have to ignore the pain. It's only a bit of pain. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I have to hustle to prove my worth as a productive person. I'm a burden to others. I can't do anything. I can do everything. Even if I hurt myself in a debilitating way. I'm useless to society, hence I'm worthless. I'm being weak. Is this real? That other person already healed and I haven't. So I'm a bad person or something. Okay, so obviously talking to myself like that and blaming myself like that wasn't really helpful, because I was kicking myself when I was down about something I didn't know how to manage. And I was trying everything. I was learning a lot from the doctors, physical therapists, like everyone I could. There's many factors in a disease, and yes, there is the physical part that I had, but also the stress, of course, that doesn't help. And you have to be very kind to yourself in those moments, because it's not like you want this. I didn't want this. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to fight for my dreams and to do the things I loved. So when people told me that I wanted to live this way, I should have been like, of course not. I want to get better, but I'm doing the best I can to be able to forgive myself if I do too much activity or too little, to continue ahead. Basically, as the mind map says, do not kick myself when I'm down. Number 2, pacing and being a spoonie. I was improving and getting healthier because I was doing everything I could. And then I was like, that must mean I can do the things. And my body, 1 hour later or something, would totally collapse for the rest of the day. Like, never mind. Again, setbacks for months. What was happening? Thank goodness I learned that a spoonie is the term that a group of people with chronic illnesses call themselves to explain to others that while a healthy person has unlimited amount of spoons in a day, or almost, a spoonie only has maybe 12. And if they go over those spoons, they either have extreme tiredness or pain like me. So I will read the image. The spoon theory is a creative way to explain to healthy friends and family what it's like living with a chronic illness. Dysautonomia patients often have limited energy represented by spoons. Doing too much in one day can leave you short on spoons for the next day. If you only had 12 spoons per day, how would you use them? And let's say like getting out of bed and getting dressed is just 1 spoon. To shower, for me it was like 3 or 4 spoons. Something easy like surfing the internet was 1 spoon. And that's it. I had to look at every activity like a workout. That was really, really helpful. Drawing and writing takes me lots of energy and lots of fine movement with the fingers and the hands. And there was a moment in my sickness where I only had like 3 spoons. So I had to learn to pace myself and do number 3. Celebrate extra small wins. The plan that finally worked was adding a small unit every week, repeating it throughout, and absolutely no other exercise than the ones I already proved I could do. So week number 1 was lifting the stick for therapy. Week number 2 was lifting the stick and the ball. Week number 5, all of the above and cutting my own food. Week number 35, see if I can type on the keyboard 25 minutes a day. But there were so many other things. The plan was humongous, and this video would be super long if I tell everything. But I will put in the screen some of the things I remember I did. There was a while where I had so little spoons that I didn't go out of my house or socialize at all for a while to not use my spoons in that, because that had already set me back before, and I felt really lonely. I was already lonely because of the pandemic. You know how it was. I hoped it was worth it. I really didn't even know for sure, but slowly I was able to grab a pen for enough time again. I'm alive, and that's wonderful, and as always, I want it all. And I'll still try to get it, just this time slowly, celebrating every little win. It's been a long journey since 2020, and it's 2024 now. I still have pain every day. It's just that I know how to handle it now, and I built enough muscle and good habits to defend myself as much as possible. This year, my number 1 goal is financial independence. I'm back to where I started, but I'm so much more ahead. I'm open to everything creative, and this video is actually a piece of my portfolio. I was relearning stuff. Will I get a better job? Will the readers I left for so many years stay or leave me? I mean, I'm strong enough. Let's see. Let's get rich as artists. If you want to join me and win together, subscribe and watch the next video. For your patience listening, thank you.